Greetings, this is Amy Wentley with Chai Knuckles Knitting, and this is episode 2020-18, Working Cables Without a Cable Needle. So let's just jump right into this. This is a chart, this is a cable chart, and this is something that you're probably used to seeing in patterns that you've worked. And the instructions on here, the cables are on chart 3 here, and we read this from right to left. And the first symbol here is this top one, and it says slip 2 stitches to the cable needle and hold in back, knit 2 stitches, and knit 2 stitches from the cable needle. Well, we're going to learn to do this without a cable needle. And so what you need to do is, if the instruction says slip 2 stitches to the cable needle and hold in back, what you need to do is when you get to the point where you're going to slip the 2 stitches onto the cable needle, you're going to want them to fall behind your needle, because you were going to put them on a cable needle and you were going to hold them in the back. So the way to get them to fall behind the needle is you actually direct your right needle to the stitches after the ones that are going to go on the cable needle. So these 2 we're going to get on the cable needle. And then you reach past those 2 and you slip your right needle into the next 2 stitches. You may need to come near the tip of the needle because that'll give you more room to get your right hand needle into those 2 stitches. So these are the 2 stitches that we would have knit. These are the 2 stitches that would have been on the cable needle. So you don't have to put your needle all the way through these stitches on the left needle, but you just have to coax everybody off, all 4 of those stitches. And you'll notice that 2 stitches fall to the back and 2 stitches are on my right needle. You're going to quickly take your left needle to the back and get those 2 loops that fell to the back. And then you're going to bring the 2 loops on your right hand needle and you're going to put them back on your left hand needle. And you can see now on your left hand needle that you've crossed the stitches, and you've crossed the 2 stitches on the left over the 2 stitches on the right. Now all you have to do is you go ahead and you work those 4 stitches. It might be a little tight for you to get your needle in, so notice how I just got the point in there and wrapped around. Then I push my needle all the way through to size the stitch and drop off. I'll go ahead and knit the 2nd stitch, the 3rd stitch, and the 4th stitch. And don't worry, I'll do this again. But we're going to go on to the next symbol that we see here. And the instructions for that say slip 2 stitches to the cable needle. Always starts with what you're going to slip to the cable needle. So slip 2 stitches to the cable needle and hold in front. Then knit 2 stitches and then knit the 2 stitches from the cable needle. So when I come up to these 4 stitches that I'm going to work, I'm supposed to slip the first 2 to a cable needle and hold in front. So what I'm going to want to happen is I want those 2 stitches to fall in the front of my needle. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to reach to the back. I'm going to skip the first 2 stitches. Those are the ones that go on the cable needle. They're going to fall off. And I'm going to turn my needle a little bit so I can get back there, and I'm going to put my right hand needle in the back of the next 2 stitches, and I'm going to slip everything off the needle. You'll see those first 2 stitches are falling to the front. So I'm going to take my left needle and put them in those 2 stitches that fell to the front, and then I'm going to take the 2 stitches on my right needle and put them back on the left needle. And then I knit all 4 stitches. Okay, I'm going to show you that one more time, both of them, okay? So we're coming up to the next stitch, and this is going to be a right cross again. So it's the first instruction here. It says slip 2 stitches to the cable needle and hold in back, knit 2 stitches, knit 2 stitches from the cable needle. So I know I want my first 2 stitches to fall to the back. So I'm going to have to reach around front and grab those second 2 stitches. Let everything slide off the needle. The first 2 stitches fell in the back, which is what I wanted them to do. I capture those with the left needle, put the 2 from the right needle on the left needle, and knit those 4. I'm going to do the next one knitting continental style. So watch me do that. So the next instruction says slip 2 stitches to a cable needle and hold in front. Knit 2 stitches, knit 2 stitches from the cable needle. So I want these 2 stitches to fall in front. So I'm going to reach around back and get the next 2 stitches on the needle. I'm going to let the first 2 stitches fall to the front. I'm going to take my left needle and pick those up. I'm going to put the 2 stitches on my right needle back on my left needle, and then I will go ahead and I will knit all 4 of those stitches. Three, 4. Okay. There you go. And then I'm going to knit to the end. So I'm going to step away for a little bit and I'm going to work a couple more rows of plain stockinette stitch. Then I'm going to come back to you and I'm going to show you how to do a 3x3 cross cable. So just hang tight for a little bit and I'll be right back with you. Hello, I'm back. So this chart that you'll see here now has a 3/3 cable. So the instructions read slip 3 stitches to the cable needle and hold in back, knit 3 stitches, knit 3 stitches from the cable needle. So these first 3 stitches are the 3 stitches that I would put to the cable needle and I want them to fall to the back. So I am going to reach across the front of these 3 stitches and I'm going to go to the next 3 stitches, which are the knit 3 stitches there. Now you want to pinch, as you get more stitches, it's important to get this pinch technique down. You're going to want to pinch tight so that these 3 stitches stay available to you. And you're going to want to ease everything off the needle. And you've got your 3 stitches on the right needle here and you're going to reach behind and pick up the 3 loops that fell to the back. Go ahead and cross them over and you take the stitches on the right needle to the left needle and go ahead and work those. And the instruction is to knit all those. So we'll go ahead and knit them. Sometimes it's hard to get your needle through the first stitch. So it's important, you don't have to push your needle through to wrap the yarn. What's important is after you wrap the yarn that you push your needle all the way through to size the stitch and drop it off. So you can just put the tip in, wrap, but before you drop that stitch off, you want to push your needle through to make sure the stitch is the right size and drop it off. If you don't do that last action, your stitch may be smaller and tighter than you want it to be. And so we'll knit the next 3 stitches. Excuse me. And then we're going to go on to the next cable. And the next cable is a 3x3 leaning left. So we would slip 3 stitches to the cable needle and hold in front, then knit 3 stitches, and then knit 3 stitches from the cable needle. So these first 3 stitches, we're going to want to have them, we're slipping them on the cable needle and we want them to fall to the front. So in order to do that, we're going to go to the back of our work. We're going to skip our first 3 stitches that would go on the cable needle, and we are going to turn the needle a little bit and we're going to scoop up the next 3 stitches on the left hand needle and then pinch your work here so that these stitches don't get lost. Ease everybody off and then take your left needle and pick up those 3 loops that fell to the front. and then put the 3 other loops on your left-hand needle and work them all. So you can do this with any kind of combination of stitches that are cabled. Sometimes you'll slip 2, let them drop in the back, and you'll have to purl 2 or knit 2. And when you do that, you'll do that in this action after you've moved those stitches. So let's get this. Let me show you how that may be done. Let's say on this one, we're going to slip 3 stitches of the cable needle and hold in back. Let's say we're supposed to purl the 3 stitches and then knit the 3 stitches from the cable needle. Okay. So we want these first 3 stitches that would go on the cable needle, we wanted to hold them in the back, right? So they'll fall in the back. So what we are going to do is we're going to reach across the front to the third 3 stitches, and we're going to let those first ones on the cable needle fall to the back and pick them up. And then we're going to put the other 3 stitches on the needle. Now this said, we said slip 3 stitches of the cable needle and hold in back. So those are the ones that are in the back now. And then we said purl 3 stitches, and then we'll knit 3 stitches from the cable needle. The stitches from the cable needle are now that second set. So it's the first 3 that we'll have to purl. And then the ones that were on the cable needle are going to be the ones that are in that second set, and we're going to knit those. I find that I can work cables without a cable needle if I'm working 1-to-1 twists, or 2/2, 3/3, even 4/4, or any combination like 4/3. I find when I start getting bigger than 4 stitches in a cross, I might need to use the cable needle, because picking up those five stitches is just too many to get on either needle. So that's my video today, and I thank you for being here. Give this a try, because on a lot of really cable intensive projects, it is so nice not to have to keep track of an extra needle. So good luck. Thank you for joining, and watch for the next video. Bye-bye.